Welcome to another episode of the Iron Meditation, the Art of Living and Lifting podcast. I'm your host, Coach Michael. From time to time, people ask me about my free programs. If you don't know, I've published a bunch of free programs, hybrid kettlebell, barbell, steel mace, for people to use, to try to have fun, to take inspiration, to see how can you modulate and how can you build programs. And occasionally I get questions about, listen, in this program, how do I need to do this and this? Or, thank you, I've just begun this program and the four workouts are great and I feel great. Now, the free programs are 12 weeks cycles. I believe all of them like 8 to 12 weeks. So it's a lot of time. And 4 workouts are amazing, but it's maybe like probably a week or two. So when I catch up with these people and I'm asking like, have you finished? Often I hear things like, no, I kind of got stuck, I didn't have the time, it didn't work out for me eventually because A, B, C, etc. So today I want to talk to you about the dark side of free programming. And it's not that free programs are bad. And let's pretend for a second that we are living in a perfect world where every product is a quality product that people put out there, even if it's free, and all of the involved are top professionals. So we live in a perfect environment and we got ourselves a free program. And better off, we bought a program. Because frankly, I hear the same thing. People approach me and asking me to coach them. And when I asked about their past, they often telling me that, yeah, I've tried. Okay, again, I've tried to follow this and this protocol. I bought it. And yet somehow I cannot follow through. Welcome to the Neglect Burnout. So we are often familiar with the term burnout as something we extensively over-deliver, overachieve, overdoing, and then we are burning ourselves down. However, there is more than one burnout, okay? And if you Google it and if you read like simple psychology text, so you do have the overload burnout, where you basically do overload yourself. And it's the people who are doing more exercises that they need, but it's a different topic. Then you'll have the under-challenged burnout, which is obviously we are doing things that are super light, super easy. And under-challenging burnout is not even about light, but about things that are not inspiring us. Okay, we are in like climbing the wrong wall. And there is a neglect burnout, which to me, when I began to kind of dig a little bit in this subject, because I knew what happened, but I didn't know that it has a word, okay, a term. I was very surprised to find this neglect thing, and at first I thought, what is this? And apparently neglect, in a simple word, simply put, is not enough information. And this is what free programs or even online programs that we buy regardless are. It is not enough information. Look, when I conduct a program and I put it out there, I do my best to make it scalable and smart in terms of loading and deloading. But how many people we are now in the universe? What, 8 million? 8 something like to these lines, and let's say that, I don't know, you take the third world kids and grandkids and take the kettlebell community, whatever, we still can arrive into some hundred thousands of people who may touch this program. And it's no way that one program, it's not the Lord of the Rings, okay, can rule them all. So people are falling into neglect, burnout, which eventually leads to the feeling of incompetence, of frustration and uncertainty, because you're doing, and you're doing it as it's written, because you are diligent and you're hard worker and you're serious about your practice. Okay, remember, we are living in a perfect environment. Okay, you have the schedule, you have your bells, but you feel that there is information missing, that somebody haven't told you something that is related to you. Eventually, it becomes difficult, because as the program progresses, and some things haven't been addressed in the beginning, that is, maybe have with your schedule, that you work out early in the morning, like super early or super late, with your previous injuries, because every program have a disclaimer like, if you have medical condition, blah blah blah, fine. We're not talking about current condition, but if you hurt your back 20 years ago, it is still there, and it might wake up. We never know. So it progresses, and eventually you begin, like, you stop trying, and you, like, every small obstacle you give up, until eventually you don't want to do it anymore. And then it's a negative experience, and if it's the first one, okay, then you may not touch this discipline again, because it was so frustrating. And again, we're coming back to the coach theme, because you need to ask for guidance. And when I bought the program, I wrote to the author and thanking him for the program and asking him some questions that I did not understand, because I did had the whole intentions to finish what he had written, and I just didn't quite understood. So please, could he explain it to me? And he had very gracefully explained everything. I took notes, and as you have probably guessed, I never even touched the program, because you cannot outsmart nature without clear goals, without clear destination, without an end date, without being accountable, being respectful to another person who invested his or her time in you, trying to write for you something that is your, with the intention for you to practice. Why should we? And again, we fall into this, like in my case, I didn't have the chance to burn out of neglect, because I never have done it, but many good people do. So my advice, if you want to follow these programs, and they're good, like really, but please find the author, find the coach, reach out if you need to, and pay. Offer at least, listen, I need some advice, like how much would an hour or half an hour of your time cost? Please explain it to me. You will have more chances of finishing, coming through to the end of the program, and having had the experience, you now can make a decision how your next training cycle will look like.